Remember when Zelenskyy, Trump, and Vance had that blow up live in front of the whole world?
Gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
Yeah, well, that meeting was supposed to be about something else. It was about the US and Ukraine signing a mutually beneficial deal. And that deal finally just got signed yesterday. In a world full of hot takes and headline hysteria, it's easy to miss the forest for the trees. So let's zoom out and look at what this deal actually means. The US has spent $183 billion of taxpayer money on the Russia-Ukraine war. Some of you think that's justified. Others of you think that's insane. Either way, the fact is that until now, there was no way for the US to recoup that money, no formal reason for the US to be involved at all, no terms, no timeline, and no endgame. Righteous though his cause may be, Zelenskyy was fighting a war with money that wasn't his, and no incentive to stop spending it. And all of that just changed. Because here's what this deal does for the US. The Ukraine holds some of the world's largest rare earth mineral reserves, which are critical for military technology, missile systems, and AI chip manufacturing. The US just became a contractual investor in those reserves. That means that we're no longer just donors, we're shareholders in Ukraine's future. It also reduces our dependence on China, which currently supplies 70% of our rare earth imports. So instead of funding a war forever, this deal lets us invest in the peace that comes after and aligns our incentives with Ukraine. Here's what this does for Ukraine. By formalizing US financial stakes in Ukraine's future, it sends a message to Putin. Attacking Ukraine now means attacking formal US interests. And that raises the cost of war for Russia and brings everyone one step closer to peace. Some people say that we should just support Ukraine simply because it's the moral thing to do. And maybe they're right, but here's the problem with moralizing. Morals are like languages. Unfortunately, everyone speaks their own, but power, that's a universal language. Putin has been justifying the invasion as a response to NATO expansion eastward and a defense of ethnic Russians in Ukraine. Zelenskyy, Biden, and EU politicians have been speaking a totally different language about how Putin is simply irrational, immoral, and they've refused to even talk to him for years. And maybe they've maintained the moral high ground, but meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of people have died on the ground. Hundreds of billions of dollars have been thrown away. And now we're finally seeing progress. Not because of leaders preaching, but because they started being practical. So next time the media feeds on your fear by telling you Trump is Putin's puppet, or Zelenskyy is a helpless hero who should be supported at any cost, just keep in mind that there's a difference between doing good and sounding good. And the sausage can look ugly while it's being made. Morality is a local language. But here's something that we all understand. War is evil. Peace is good. Practicality creates peace. And that's a language we can all understand.